Hello, I'm Grindle, and welcome to this video, which is essentially somewhere between a vlog, a highlight reel, a commentary, and an ongoing review for the game Robocraft Infinity. If you're one of the people subscribed to this channel for Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, chances are this game might very well be up your alley. The game is essentially, if you were to take the vehicle builder mode from Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, almost exactly, but the vehicles you build, rather than being utilised in puzzle-based challenges and races and whatnot, instead take part in online team-based PvP, deathmatch and territory capture style matches. Also, unlike Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, in the multiplayer there's actually real-time damage to the vehicles, which is really flipping awesome. I mean, essentially it's a third-person vehicle-based shooter, except you get to build your vehicles, so any long-term viewer of this channel can probably see why it's straight up my alley. Now, while this game was only released last week, it's not entirely a new game, really, as its PC version has been out for an extremely long time. But a combination between my PC's slow decline in speed and functionality, combined with changes in the game and our god-awful internet, eventually led to me losing interest in the game almost entirely. However, with its console release, and with my love for vehicle building games still going strong, I figured I should probably check it out. Now, I'm going to begin by saying some negatives, but before I do, I want to preface it by saying that I am enjoying the game, and what will follow these negatives are some positives, so if you love the game before you get too mad, just remember that this is just constructive criticism, and I don't overall dislike this game. And so, on to the main negative. I find the loot box system really darn annoying. When you first log into the game for the day, you receive a loot box, and you also get a loot box for leveling up and when you win a game. These loot boxes, or crates or whatever they want to call them, give you random assorted parts and the non-premium currency within the game, which you can then use to purchase other parts. This is really quite annoying because as someone who plays this sort of game for the building aspect more than most, it's a total grind to save up the Robits, which is the currency, for the item you want if you don't happen to be lucky enough to get it completely randomly. This is one of the changes that made me stop playing it on the PC, whereas back then, leveling up unlocked a bunch of new parts that you could then purchase with the in-game currency, which was back then far more plentiful. It's just kind of annoying when all you want is the second level laser, which takes a bunch of grinding to save up for, all the while you're unlocking parts you don't need for the kind of vehicle you're trying to build. I had hoped that Robocraft Infinity, the console version, would have done away with loot boxes because, unlike the PC version, it's actually not free to play. However, looking at the in-game store, it seems you can only buy loot boxes that have cosmetic items in it, which makes me wonder what's the point of the loot boxes at all. I mean, they usually only exist to annoy you into paying real-life currency, but since you don't even have the option to do that, they seem to just exist to only annoy you, which I don't really understand. But Grim, I hear you cry. Isn't it good that you can only buy cosmetic items? That means the game's not pay to win. You should be glad about this. Well, yes and no. On the one hand, it's good that the game's not pay to win. On the other hand, a major part of this game is building vehicles, which, in my opinion, is fun in equal parts due to the functionality of building a vehicle and actually having it look good. Or, on my side actually, I enjoy making it look good more than the functionality, and so if you're locking a bunch of cosmetics behind a paywall in a game that has one of its major draw cards that you can actually make cosmetically pleasing vehicles, it's kind of crummy. It's fine if the game is free, but when you've already paid for the game, it's just sort of lousy. It's sort of like if Photoshop one day decided to remove all of its paintbrush options, and then gave you the option to pay a small fee to randomly get one of them back. Don't give that idea to Adobe, they might actually like it. But let's move on past that rant. I mean, it's not exactly a newsflash that I don't like loot boxes. There's a pretty darn good reason that I've not played a modern game in so very long. And so past that, the game is pretty darn good. I enjoy the vehicle builder and the mirror mode of it is really handy, which we had that in Banjo-Kazooie. There are a few features that I hope it gets though. I think you should be able to select large parts of your vehicle and move them, as if you decide you want your vehicle to be one block larger. At the moment it seems you just have to delete everything and rebuild it, whereas in Banjo-Kazooie it's a simple matter of selecting everything connected to each other and just moving it over. And it's also somewhat annoying that you can't remap your controller, or at least I've not found a way to do it yet, as if you could, I would make it literally the same controller scheme as the nuts and bolts editor, because while it stands, I just keep hitting the wrong buttons. If you've got bad internet like we do at the Grin Studios, you're going to be seeing a lot of this, and a lot of this, and a lot of this, but luckily the game is optimized really well, and when I do actually manage to connect to a game, it runs really smoothly. I've so far only been playing the Battle Arena, but that's been extremely enjoyable, and they've actually made some changes to it since the last time I played this game, which have made it even more fast-paced and even more exciting. it is unfortunately only an online game. I had hoped that when they first announced a console release, they would maybe put some sort of objective-based campaign mode in it, but as it stands as is, it is indeed only online PvP, so if you don't have Xbox Gold, unfortunately it's not for you. That said, they've really perfected the battle arena. It is perfectly optimized for the console release, it works well with the controller, it's fast-paced, and due to the length of the matches, it's just so darn addictive. As soon as the match finishes, it's difficult to not go straight back in and go for another round. I think overall, my only gripe about the actual battle mode of the game is you can't zoom out your camera just a little bit more, as I feel like I was mainly staring at the back of my vehicle and I didn't have much peripheral vision. I would say Robocraft Infinity is an overall enjoyable game that at the moment I'm having a complete blast in. Building vehicles is fun and easy, and battling people online is enjoyable and extremely addictive. If you want to use the vehicle that I've been developing and using throughout this video, then go to the download section and search Bruce Mocar or just Bruce, and it will be two of the three vehicles that come up. One of them is the lighter version that I had first made, and the other is the slightly heftier one that I ended up with towards the end. And with this video coming to an end, I'd just like to say, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I have been and still am Grindle. Let's finish off with a bit of a compilation of other cool vehicles I saw people driving around. There were, firstly, a lot of dinosaurs, because it's one of the template vehicles that everyone has available to them, so that was a lot of fun seeing a robot dinosaur around pretty much every corner. As far as custom user-made vehicles go though, there were a lot less of them, as this game's only really been out for a couple of days. Though I did see this chubby AT-AT, this Star Destroyer, and this totally kick-ass Gundam. I think it's a Gundam. I've not actually watched Gundam, but it looks like it probably could be. I no doubt will be making another one of these videos, so if you've made a vehicle in Robocraft that you're particularly proud of, tweet a picture of it to our Twitter and we'll feature it at the end of the next one. Oh, and I've also added a Robocraft section to the channel Grin Discord, the Echo Chamber, so if that interests you at all, link to that in the description below.